Wow, my people, good afternoon. What is the time? Good evening. It's a pleasure to welcome you to my YouTube channel once again. Thank you for subscribing. My people, please subscribe. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hello, hello. I welcome you to my YouTube channel, guys. Thank you for watching and thank you for subscribing. And today, guys, I want to ask one question a friend of mine or my subscriber asked me sometimes back, and I think I didn't have time enough to explain her question. And the question was why I took my son to a boarding school at a tender age. Ah, my son went to a boarding school at age 12. Now he's age 13. When he was in grade 6, like last year, they went through grade 6 and 7. Now he's in grade 8. As a parent, 99 of parents, they mean well for their kids. There is no any parent. There are some which falls at the percentage of 1%, that they don't care about their kids. Even if they are present or absent parents, they don't care about their kids. So long as they give birth to them, they can even disappear without any trace, or some are just there but they don't care, or but 99% of parents, they mean well for their kids, and no parent would ever want to be an absent parent in their kid's life. And in most cases, you find that these parents to cope away from their kids is never that easy. Somebody told me with the time you will get used to it, but no. It is just you live a day at a time. It is a struggle within you. Day after day, you are struggling with the feeling that I'm out there for them. Okay, fine, but you find that day in, day out, you are fighting within yourself because there is that vacuum. There is that there is that something you miss, that is to bond with your kids. That is, no matter how frequent you talk to them, and especially the ones who are now in the boarding school, it is not all that to talk to them like daily. No, you can talk to them once in a while, which as a parent can also drain you properly if you are not careful. And I saw in a video whereby a certain parent, an absentee parent, she's working outside the country, and she left the kids with the caregiver, maybe the mother or the whoever, or the dad or whoever. She's sending the upkeep, but the kids, wow, you look at the kids and you're like, wow. It seems like she doesn't send any upkeep money. The kids are like, they're not well kept. And another parent, she left the kids with, I think, the mother or the brother, I don't know. And the kids, I think two of them died. They were buried without her knowledge. When she went back after 2-3 years, is when she realized her kids died. Very draining, very traumatizing. It is just, living away from your kids, it is not a pleasing thing, let me tell you, for one reason. But on the other hand, it is the best thing if you have no option. because these kids have to go to school. These kids, they have to eat. These kids, I mean, you just have to find a way out to make your kids comfortable, to make their future count. And you find that the people, you leave your kids behind and you are out here struggling and sending money back home. Not that you don't send, there are those who doesn't send, that is another case, but this is the 99%. They send money, you don't even save. Like me, I don't even save. My money are for my kids, to make sure they go to school, to make sure they have clothes, to make sure, I mean, they are comfortable, because that is why I'm out here. I'm out here because of my kids. I'm not out here because of me. No, I'm out here because of the future of my kids. In that case, I don't save as much as I would want to save. Hmm? I don't save that much as I wanted to save, because it is going all for them. And you find that the people you are sending the money for them, because now they're still under 18, they can't access that money, and they can't be, let's say, you know, a kid of 10 years, you can't send him money. I'm sending you money for the landlord, you stay with your younger brother or younger sister. It is impossible. So you have to get someone who will take advantage of you if you're not serious, if you're not careful. These people back home do take advantage of us out here, thinking that out here we have money. So this friend asked me why I took my child to school, to a boarding school at that tender age. And one of the reasons, the most one reason why I took my son to a boarding school is because of that. You know, when they're in the boarding school, you are assured that the child is safe than staying back home. Maybe the caregiver or someone they stay with, he or she's not, the child is not comfortable. And how will you know that the child is not comfortable when you are away as a mother? First, trust your instinct. Trust your instincts. I mean, your instincts will tell you everything about your kids, and never ignore your instincts. If your instincts tells you this one is not good, it is not. And your instincts will eat you day in, day out, until you do something about it, and unless you're an ignorant parent. Another thing, whenever you call your child, they're not free to talk to you, because you know you will have to call them through the caregiver. They're not ready to access, or they're not in a position to access the phone. Even if you buy for them the phone, they're still young, they're in school, and they they can't have that 100% possession of their phone. So you will call through the caregiver, or the parent who has them, or your mother, or your whoever they have, or your sister, and you find them, this child is can't talk to you freely. Whenever you ask him something, are you okay? Yeah. What is not happening, he will keep quiet. They won't tell you whatever is happening, because the caregiver is already there. Now wataki kuchoma, because the moment they will tell you this is what I'm going through, he or she will go through a punishment. And this is what he's trying to avoid. Secondly, if you say give the child phone and let him be away, talk to me when you are not around, the caregiver won't trust, because he or she knows the child will tell you whatever is going around, and this is what they are trying to avoid. So they can't allow the child to have the phone away from them, and in this case you won't know much. But how will you know? If the child is in school, his performance will tell you this child is not comfortable. He is not comfortable. Even if you try to talk to the teacher, the child can't trust the teacher, because he thinks the teacher will tell the caregiver, and he or she will go through the punishment. And in this case, the child will go through a lot of traumatizing period, of which to me, I simply felt that no. I know boarding school is very expensive, and not all of us can afford it. And you find that, like the school where my son is, you pay roughly over 50,000 per year. That is, then you have to pay transport, you have to do shopping, you have, I mean, boarding school, especially primary school, is very expensive. But it is better than putting your son in a day school or your daughter in a day school while they can't, they're not comfortable, he's not performing in school, he's not, maybe the food is not even enough. In case he does something little, the food won't be, he won't be given food, and a lot of trash, by the way. As a mother, you will not be comfortable. Let me tell you. When your son or your daughter, when your baby is going through stress, wherever you are, you want to be comfortable. So money, if I came out here looking for money because of my kids, why should he go through? He has gone through that period of missing me. He is lacking motherly love, which is already traumatizing him, even though he can't explain it to anyone because no one is ready to listen to him or her. Sometimes they can't explain whatever they are going through in their inner soul. They don't know how to express themselves. Let's say that. Again, here is a caregiver who is giving him or her another task, or who is passing him through hell. The best thing, my dear, is just to I mean, just take your baby to boarding school. I don't mean boarding schools are 100% perfect, but at least there he has his friends. There are many kids, in the school. He will just cope up with the situation which is there. I know very well in the boarding school he will eat, he will take breakfast, he will, rather than being home where maybe whenever he goes through, or these are kids, in one way or the other they will make mistakes. Atamwaga maji chini, or the parent will just feel like you are a burden to me or something. So instead of all this, the child is going through a lot of trauma. Just take the child to a boarding school. And this is the reason why I took my son to a boarding school. And since my son went to a boarding school last year, that was last year, early, when he was in grade 6, then he went to grade 7, now he's in grade 8. You call it grade 8. I have a lot of peace, even though I'm spending, but I feel like it's fine. It's fine with me spending, because even his marks have proved he has really improved in school, and he's comfortable. Even whenever you are trying to converse with him, you are having a conversation during the period where he's home, you find that he's really growing, he's maturing up, and he has that confidence, and he has that, what, he can express himself. He's free to express himself. Again, when the child is comfortable, as a mother, you will feel, and you will know. You won't even feel, you will know. Your instincts will just tell you, because these absentee moms, especially the ones who are absent without apology. Those who are absent with apology, they don't care whether the child is there or not. But there are those who are absent without apology, like us, who it is a must to be absent for them to be at least somewhere. At least for them to be, the school fees to be paid, they will eat, they will, you know, 99% of your mind is always occupied with your kids. How are they? Is he eating? Has he taken breakfast? How is his wardrobe? Should I change it? Should I buy for him many boxers? Should I? As a mother, you are never comfortable. You are never. Someone will ask you, so shida yako ni nini na watoto pia hauna sijui nini. I think this is one of the most irritative kind of response to an absentee mom. You will never understand what these mothers go through unless you are one of them. Someone should not tell you, so what is stressing you, and yet you don't live with your kids. You don't live with your kids, yes, But that is the most traumatizing part to a parent living away from his or her kids. It is never that easy. So you telling me that I should feel comfortable because I don't live with my kids around, my dear, I find that is a very insensitive kind of response, because that being absent from them is what is eating me 90%. And I'm not absent from them because I want, but because the situation has forced me to. So you telling me I should be comfortable when my kids are not around? I think, okay, because you have never been there, you won't understand. That is the story for another day. So, as a mother, when you live away from your kids, this is one thing that eats you a lot. It eats you 90%. Then, whoever you're sending money to for the upkeep of the children, you find that your kids are not that comfortable. This is another case whereby, wow, this one will eat you too. I don't know. But as a mother, so this is one of the reason, or the most important reason, why I took my son to school, to a boarding school. Why? He wasn't comfortable where he was. Secondly, his performance was not up to standard. There was no need of me paying a day school or the school where he was. And I knew very well, since he's not comfortable, his performance won't be to where I want it to be. And I'm out here because of his performance. So I decided to sacrifice more for him to perform, because I knew in a boarding school, no matter how, because my kids have lived without me for a long period, but they know, I always tell them, I'm out here for you. And they know, in case they lack anything, in case they need anything, mommy is always there for us. So there is no need my kid to go through another trauma of performing yani dimly, simply because he or she is not comfortable. So the reason why I took him to boarding school is because of his performance. The third reason is for peace, my own peace. Because the moment my child is not at peace, even me, I want to be at peace, which means my performance at work will be affected. Remember, I live for my kids. I live for my kids. So the moment they are not comfortable, and I know as a mother they are not comfortable, I'm not at peace, which means my work performance will also be affected. So why am I working? Even my boss will not approve of my performance at work. So why am I working? In that case, I decided to sacrifice more for my kids. Not because I wanted it, but because the situation forced me to take him to that boarding school, at least for peace of my mind. I know now he's comfortable. I know now he's going to do his KCPE and he will perform. I'm very sure he will perform. And that is my pride as a mother, taking my kids to school, knowing very well here he will perform. And those are the three reasons why I took my son to a boarding school at that tender age. Even though I don't think at 12 years is that tender, but it is worth it. It is worth it. Until next time, if you have more questions, my people, drop it in the comment section and let's do this. And another thing, my people, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Bye.